Hi guys, I hope you're doing well today. We've had a great week. Happy Friday. We're going to continue on with our discussion about identity, and we're going to look at Matthew 7, verse 24 through 27. Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on a rock, and the rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall, because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell and the floods came and the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell. And great was the fall of it. So let's just kind of dive right into that. So Blake and Ashara and Austin have kind of really started the conversation about identity. And identity can be such a tricky thing. So I actually looked it up on Google, and it says that identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. So that's kind of heavy, to think about, okay, who really am I? What am I founded on? What do other people perceive me as? So what do you guys find your identity in, or what do you think defines you? Sometimes we can look at our physical looks, our accomplishments, what other people say about us, and it's so easy to find what the world says we should be and kind of make that mold what we are and who we are. But we have not been called to be of the world, and it's so hard to kind of weave and navigate through everything that the world has called us to be. But in Romans, it says that we should not be conformed by the world, but transformed by the Lord. So Matthew 7 kind of gives us an example of what we should have our identity in. Just like the house on a rock, that's how our identity should be. Our faith and trust should be in the Lord and what the Lord says that we are, who the Lord says that we are. But it can be super difficult. I think once you find yourself and root yourself in the Lord, you're able to find perfect peace in who He has called you to be, who He says that you are, and what He's created you for His kingdom. So, what your purpose is in the world. And it can be difficult, so difficult, like I said, when there's so many different voices saying that you should do this or wear that, or you should be this type of person. It can be very overwhelming. But the Lord gives us desires in our heart, and He can lead us, and He is the rock of our life. So when we look to Him for who we are and what He's calling us to be, we can glorify Him in that way. And I don't know about you, but I would so much rather have my house built on a rock than some sand. Because when the storms of life come, and they always come, things happen, and we go through moments of hardship, and it can be so easy to be swayed or doubt who we are in those moments. But when our faith and hope is in God and who He has called us and created us to be, then it can be a little bit easier when the storms of life come. So in these moments of slowing down, life has slowed down so much since COVID-19 has hit America, and it's easy to lose track of who we are. It's easy because our routines are changed, our habits are a little bit thrown off. But I just want to encourage you to seek God in this time. Ask Him what areas of your life are not glorifying Him. Ask Him what His will is for your life. Ask Him how you can serve Him. Ask Him the things that you're questioning about yourself. Ask Him, is this of you, or is this something that I've kind of gained from what the world has told me to be? And if you struggled to answer the question of who you are, what your identity is in, I just urge you to pray and to think about truly, what do you believe that you are? What do you believe? What is the fact of who you are? Just like the definition. At the end of the day, who are you? And if you don't know, or if you don't like who you think that you've become, I just really urge you to seek the Lord, because He will lead and guide us in who He's created us to be. And when we're in His Word, we can see the truths of just how perfect He made us and how He has a plan for our life, and it's good. And so I just want to encourage you. I want to pray really quick, just as we go into the weekend and we just kind of continue to navigate these new waters. God, I thank you for who you are. I thank you that you've created us in your image. I thank you that you have a plan for our life. God, I thank you that we can find our identity in you. I thank you that you are our rock, God, that we do not have to build our house in the sand, God, but that you can be our cornerstone. God, I thank you for who you are. I thank you that you give joy and peace despite hardship. In Jesus' name. Just want to remind you of a couple reminders, some quick reminders. Our Sunday services are continuing on Facebook and YouTube on the Woodside website as well at 10 and 11:30 a.m. We will continue our Zooms this week, so Sundays at 6 we'll meet together as a whole. Girls will have our small group Zoom on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Guys, you'll have your small group Zoom on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And we will continue this week with the Monday premiere at 7 p.m. and daily devotionals Tuesday through Saturday at noon. So we hope that you guys are finding joy in the midst of the world right now. And we love you. We're praying for you. And please reach out if you need anything.